everybody, in today's video I will be teaching you guys how to master PvP. And there's a twist in this video. I will be only teaching you guys unique things that you haven't learned, because most people have learned things like you should crit your enemy, you should click very fast, etc, etc. In today's video though, that will change. I will be explaining you guys things that you probably didn't know about PvP. Alright guys, so the first tip I have for you guys is to change sides while you're running up to your enemy. So what I mean is, let's say you're just running up to your enemy like this, right? And then try to trick them by, let's say try to go left. Instead of going left, switch and hit them from the right. Anyways, Inferno, let's just fight real quick. Alright guys, so the second trick, aka tip, is, let's say you're behind your enemy or your opponent, or beside your opponent, right? What you want to do is crit as much as possible, because that's their blind spot, and hitting them and damaging them at their blind spot, you won't get comboed, okay? So that's my tip. Oh my god, I'm selling. At 34. Alright guys, so the third tip is to B-hop while PvPing. This is usually when you're coming to your enemy, like rushing to your enemy. So like, let's say you just B-hop, and then hit them, and use the first trick I told you guys. And while PvPing, if you can, this is honestly, for me, it's honestly pretty tricky. If you can, try to B-hop while PvPing, because it gives you a boost to where you're gonna go. And then you can maybe use the second tip I told you guys. Okay guys, so the next tip is C tapping. So if you guys don't know what C tapping is basically crouching, and when you use crouching when you're getting comboed or you're trying to build up a combo. Okay, so the final tip, but in my personal opinion, one of the most effective tips, is to actually practice this, okay? So what I recommend, if you're a hardcore practicer and you don't get bored of practicing, what I recommend is fresh off raw PvP, okay? Like PvP in lobbies, like PvP lobbies. I don't know. There's a ton out there. I can name one, like Blocks PvP, made by YT King Dream. That's a pretty good server you can try. You guys probably know that server. But if you guys want to add a little bit more fun, what I recommend is going for Last Stand, Bed Wars, or Sky Wars. What I recommend though is Sky Wars. Even though me personally, I like to grind on Bed Wars more. But, you know, if you want to go fresh PvP and you want to have fun, Sky Wars may be the choice for you. I don't really recommend Last Stand that much, even though it's a good PvP game mode. It's just the point of Last Stand is to kill mobs, and mobs don't have too much movement. You just gotta crit them and spam click, which isn't really like it doesn't execute the points I was giving you guys. So that's not really an ideal choice. But you can do it. I'm not against it. It's just I don't really recommend it too much. Bed Wars is like a strategy game. You know, you gotta think, you gotta buy stuff, you gotta break beds. You guys know what Bed Wars is. Sky Wars is fresh out PvP. You gotta get chest and be the last one alive. That's pretty much Bed Wars, my friends. So yeah, I don't know. You guys can pretty much choose that, but yeah. But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Peace.